Hello gamers! As we all know, I'm trying to be the ultimate no-life and get every single skill to level 100. And on my journey, I have maxed out another skill. So in today's video, we'll be going over the ultimate exploration guide and how to level up exploration as quick as possible and making a ton of money while doing so. Firstly, I will go over the strategy I used to get to level 100. Then I'll go over all the data I've collected, grinding for hours. And finally, after that, I'll be showcasing every single unique thing in the exploration tier. Well, let's get started. So this is the setup I used. It's, in my opinion, the best setup for getting by far the most scrolls. You're going to want to bring both the Guy Cots. I know, the Guy Cots are finally useful. They have a use in the game. And I just bring the prototype for being a good automatic pistol. I would recommend trying to bring as many automatic weapons as you can because NPCs, if you don't know, they stand still. It's really easy to hit headshots on them. And if you bring a lot of automatics, they're quicker. So bring a lot of guns that can do lots of DPS with many bullets. This is why the Guy Cot Chain Carbine is by far the best, and the Guy Cot Chain Pistol is the second best. You can bring Mausers. I'd recommend like the normal Mauser and the ornate Mauser for the secondary sidearm because they can do 50 damage on headshots. For some reason, the Carbine only does 48 damage for headshots. Don't know why that is, but it's just how it is. The Harmonica Rifle is also good. And another strategy, if you don't want to, bring automatic weapons, is bringing a bow and using explosive arrows. And another cool thing about explosive arrows is that NPCs drop explosive arrows. They also drop bandages, which is another important thing you're going to be needing, because bandages are required. They also drop watermelon if you can't get bandages. And yeah, and obviously the main thing we're going to be wanting to pick up are scrolls. So, well, this strategy has two parts. The first part of the strategy is by here, the Highlands by Puerto Dorado. You spawn at Puerto Dorado, you make your way up here, and boom, you're over here. What you're going to want to do is immediately start shooting. You're just going to blast them all down. And I'd say pay attention to your health. If your health goes below 50%, you're going to want to use a bandage. As you can see, my health is below 50, so I'm going to use a bandage so I don't die here. And I'm out of bullets, but that's okay, because I brought secondaries. And as you can see, you kill all 12 NPCs. Now you can loot them very quickly by ignoring everything that isn't bandages and scrolls. You can pick up explosive arrows if you want explosive arrows. Also, another thing, gold bars. Take those, because if you don't know, that's just free Justice EXP. As you can see, I got a scroll. And what I like to do with gold bars is I just drop them and just get a free bit of EXP. You could claim the territory. It gives you free EXP for militia. It's also nice if you just want to walk in here. They won't attack you if you have the territory. So I'm just going to claim the territory really quickly to show you that. Okay, the second part of the strategy requires you spawning at the reservation because you're actually going to be killing another set of NPCs. This time at the abandoned fort. The reason you're switching between these two places is because the NPCs back at the Highlands take a little bit to respawn, so switching between these allows you to kill lots of NPCs really quickly. And if you're quick enough, you'll be able to kill all these NPCs by the time the old NPCs are just respawning. So you're gonna come over here, start blasting the ever-living shoot out of them. You're gonna get a lot of free EXP for primary. And you could also get a lot of EXP for sidearms if I say wanted to start with a Guy Cot Carbine before, absolutely murking all the NPCs. Obviously, you see I'm getting a good amount of scrolls, getting a good amount of stuff. And boom, that's that. You can also claim this territory too, so they don't shoot at you once you do that, but I'm not going to waste your time. What you do is you then reset really quickly, go spawn back at Porto, and repeat. Repeat for the next however long you feel like grinding for. It's just as simple as that. Just keep bandages on you, because if you don't know, NPCs drop a good bit of bandages, and if they don't drop bandages, you could just use watermelons to heal up. So yeah, this is a really effective method. I gained all my EXP like this. I was able to grind all the way to level 100 in a pretty okay amount of time. It could have been... It wasn't the worst grind of my life, considering I was making a good bit of money. It's not the best money-making method, obviously. So you just come over here, you start blasting them all, start just killing everyone, just heal up a little bit. Make sure, try to get as many headshots as you can, because, you don't want to waste bullets, but you can be sloppy with automatic guns, because, you have so many bullets. It's whatever, because this obviously allows you to be no skill. And boom, they're all dead. All 12 here are dead. You can obviously, I skipped that bandage because I'm a little stupid, but that doesn't matter because I can get with this bandage. I can get another scroll. Get whatever's there, get over whatever's here, you know, go all the way up. And boom, that's that. Now we go to the reservation really quickly. So we come over here to the reservation, quickly make our way to the fort. They should already be respawning and should mostly be respawned by now, especially if you're using just normal horse. I know if you're using the, what's it called, the skeleton horse, you get there in time. I missed both my shots, so they have to do that again. So you just come here, blast them all up. And it's really quick, and oh my gosh, I'm dying. Make sure to pay attention to your health because you don't accidentally die. It's a little inefficient to die, so you can just jump around a little bit if you're about to die. Pick up what you need. If you're using the explosive bow strategy, it is a little bit more complicated because they'll be shooting at you a lot longer, but it isn't the worst. And it's also probably way cheaper. You know, you could drop the gold bars for some free money and EXP, and then boom, spawn right back at Porto and just keep up the cycle. Hey, you. Yes, you. The person watching. Are you seriously not liked and subscribed after I just showed you the method on how to level up exploration as quick as possible? Like, come on, bro. Like and subscribe. Now I'm gonna move over to the data side of things. You know, how much EXP I got, how much money I got, just to really show you that, yes, I really did grind this much. So this is the data I've collected. I've collected a total of 22 runs of this. Every run I considered 1 hour, so 22 hours of just doing that. That does not include the time it took me to dig said up treasure chest. As you can see here, I also took into account how long it took me to dig up all the treasure chests once I got the scrolls, and each number and how many scrolls I got per run. In average, I got around 32 per hour of grinding, which I made about an average of 152,000 EXP per 32 scrolls. I also made an average of $38.8 thousand dollars per run. So this is like simply saying that each run is about an hour plus 28 minutes and 22 seconds. So about an hour, 30 minutes, I make about this much money and this much EXP. In terms of percentage of chests, tier 1 chests made up the vast majority, obviously, being about 63%. Tier 2 chests are pretty close to 26, 25, and tier 3s are pretty close to 12% of all the chests you will gain. And about the amount of EXP per chest I was getting was about 4,750, which is, I guess, it's pretty alright. In total, I got a total of 707 scrolls while grinding all this, with a total of 83 tier 3 chests. So that's pretty nice. You could probably just ignore this EXP grinded because it's closer to like 5 million if you include all the EXP. This is just how much I did with this specific of doing this strategy total, and not, you know, I did not include me purchasing scrolls from Sneaky Shane, which you should totally do. You should always purchase scrolls if you want to grind this out. And I also did not include daily quests or weekly quests that would give me extra exploration EXP. This is the total amount of money I gained doing specifically this method, and not, purchasing scrolls from Sneaky Shane or getting scrolls from when I was completing primary and secondary quests. So this is all the money. This is the money I've grinded from the total of the 3 million. So if you did this all the way through, you'd probably make closer to well over 1 million just by grinding out to level 100, which is pretty nice. In terms of dig time, I spent around 10 hours and 23 minutes of just pure digging, which is crazy. So in total, I spent about 32 hours just doing this alone, and that was for only 3 million EXP. Considering level 100 is 5,285,000 EXP, and I would divide that by the average amount of EXP I made per run, which was 152,624. This will take you about 34 and a half hours of just runs, not including hours. But if I multiply this by 1.5, if we assume that every single run is going to be an hour and 30 minutes long per, just assuming that the dig time is always 30 minutes, we get closer to about 52 hours of grinding. So, in other words, you're going to spend about 52 hours of just, if you did this method pure, obviously you can get scrolls in an easier way just by buying them from Sneaky Shane, and you can get EXP from daily quests, so that obviously will drastically reduce the amount of time you take, but it really does show how long I did spend. These are some extra graphs showing like the amount of scrolls and chests I got. As you can see, the vast majority of the time, we got tier 1 chests all the way through, except for, we obviously get tier 1 chests, except for this one time where I got more tier 2 chests than tier 1 chests. And also this other weird time where I got more tier 3 chests than tier 2 chests. And my EXP was all over the board. I mean, it was jumping up and down and up and down. Sometimes I was getting really lucky runs, and sometimes I was getting really unlucky runs. My luckiest run here, I think I got 41 scrolls. In my unluckiest run, I got 21 scrolls, which is weird because I didn't die a single time trying to get 21 scrolls. But I died 3 times trying to get 41 scrolls. So it's very luck-based. I don't know how else to put this. So now I'm going to show you every single thing in exploration, you know, from level 10 to level 100. Obviously, first, starting off with level 10, you get 25 swimming oxygen. You know, that's self-explanatory. You could just breathe longer underwater. Next, you get the machete, and the machete is an interesting item. As you could see, hold up, it allows you to swing and also allows you to block by pressing F. Swinging costs stamina for whatever reason, because I guess it's similar to, like, when you throw punches. Like, for some reason, other weapons don't require stamina. But if you have a weapon that can block, it requires stamina. I don't know what the devs thinking about that was, but it's whatever. I'm gonna spawn a windmill camp just to test the damage. So you come over here, you slash, and you get 30 damage for the normal swing, and a heavy swing also does 30, which is weird. I don't know why they do light and heavy, except heavy does not do extra damage. And if you want to remove it, and discard, so you don't have to waste bank space, and that's cool. Now we're in exploration tier 20, where you get this cool outfit. I'm not really going to put it on because I don't want to change my outfit, but you guys can see it for yourself. It looks alright. It's nothing too special. I don't think people care too much about of clothing in this game anyways. Next, level 25, the Elliott 5 shot. The Elliott 5 shot's an interesting item. You take it out, and you could shoot 32 to the head and 16 to the body. The unique thing about the Elliott 5 shot is if you hold F, you can fan it, and what fanning does is it shoots all 5 bullets at once. It's a very interesting weapon because you can immediately kill people if I didn't screw it up like that. You just shoot a massive burst of bullets in your opponent's direction, immediately removing them from the game if you're accurate enough. So it's a very nice pistol, and definitely maybe one worth carrying around. Next, at level 30, you get the nerdy glasses. Now, let me see if I can find these. These will be easier to find than clothing, and looking at them, they look nerdy as frick, bro. Look at this nerd. Level 35, more swimming oxygen. Just, you get to stay underwater for even longer. Level 40, you get even more clothes. Too lazy to find them because I don't feel like looking through all those clothes. Level 50, you get a caps lock pistol. How nice. It's the same as the Pirates caps lock you purchased with the Game Pass, I'm pretty sure, and you gain this pistol. It does 55 to the body and takes a good bit to reload, just like the Captain's caps lock. And it also does 138 to the head. I think the difference between the Captain's caps lock, actually, now noticing, is this fires only a single bullet. This fires only 1 bullet, so that's nice. It also seems it does still have the delayed shot. Let me just test it one more time. Like, I'm clicking right here, and it took like about half a second to actually fire. So yeah, it does also have delayed shot, but it's actually not the worst. Actually, it could be pretty useful. At least I think it's better than the Captain's version you get from the Pirate Game Pass. After that, you get even more swimming oxygen twice in a row, bro. Like, geez, I guess I'm just becoming a fish at this point. And you get the mallet. The mallet's probably one of the coolest things and one of the least interesting things because it looks so cool. Like, look when you hold it. It doesn't show up in your body when you don't hold it, but when you hold it, it looks pretty nice, I must say. The problem with the mallet is it does 45 damage. Like, you think this big mallet would do at least 50, right? And slamming also does 45. Like, it's cool. The second ability is called BONK. But, like, why? Why can't it do 50, bro? It's just, like it takes so long to swing anyways. Just let it do 50. Please. It's so, at least make the BONK do 50, because it's kind of funny. Just a suggestion to the devs. After the mallet, you get even more clothes. I'm not going to showcase those, but you can get a look at those right here. Grizzler Dundee. Now, this is a very nice looking hat. But my only grievance with this hat is that it floats above my head, and I'll show you why when I equipped it. Here's the hat, Grizzler Dundee. I have it at the lowest hat setting, and it floats above my head. Obviously, if you have hair, it won't float above your head, but I just think that's kind of stupid that if I don't have hair, it still floats. So, devs, please fix please, if any devs are watching, that'd be nice. That's why I wear this cap, because it covers up my whole head. I don't have to wear hair because I don't like it clipping with my, I just don't like how hair clips with the hat and the mask, so that's why I don't wear any hair. And that's almost basically it for the skill, except for finally the Surveyor title, which I have. Equipping the Surveyor title, I find it a little weird how the VIP title completely is separating the Prospector and Surveyor title. Like, it wasn't that like that when I unlocked it for whatever reason, but now it is. Like devs, why is your game so broken? Why are the two skill mastery titles separated? It's literally unplayable. The game's unplayable completely. And now you can just do this, and boom, you can see in chat, I have this Surveyor. It's a nice lime little green color. Pretty nice. And that about wraps up the video. If you made it to the end, obviously like and subscribe, because why else? You're literally at the end, bro. I'm going to be getting level 100 in basically every single skill except Hitman and Doctor, because those titles only unlocked to level 50. I'm getting every single title in this game. Level 100 for everything except Hitman and Doctor, which I'm only getting level 50. I'm going to max out everything. So subscribe, stay tuned for plenty of more leveling up videos and plenty of more comparison videos. I have more videos planned. Like, I plan to get level 50 sidearms for next video, so I can compare the Lee Watch Navy, which is a great gun, with the Patterson Navy, of the two navies. Double Navy action. So if you're interested in that, like and subscribe. And, well, see you next time.